Hello, good morning, students. Today's our topic is types of eggs. Eggs, as you know, they are essential component of fertilization or the sexual reproduction. So they are of many types. They can be divided on the basis of the presence of amount of yolk. So depending upon the yolk, the eggs they are of four types. First, alacithal eggs. The yolk is almost absent. For example, eutherian eggs. Second, microlacithal eggs. They have very little amount of yolk. For example, amphioxus and tunicates. Mesolacithal eggs. They have moderate amount of yolk. For example, amphibians, dipnoi fishes, Patromyzon and annelid worms. Then is megalacithal or macrolacithal or polylacithal, having large amount of yolk. For example, insects, reptiles, cartilaginous fishes, myxines, prototherian mammals. Now these are some of the diagrams which can explain the presence of yolk. First of all, a diagram, that is microlacithal or isolacithal egg. Yolk is represented by the dots. Small dots they are present throughout. That is why it is known as isolacithal, but very small short dots they are present, so it is microlacithal. Second is mesolacithal. In the mesolacithal eggs, the yolk is bit larger. So we have got two poles in the egg. One is known as animal pole, second is known as vegetal pole. Animal pole is the one from where polar body arises during meiosis, and the opposite pole is known as the vegetal pole. Now coming to the next diagram is polylacithal or centrolacithal eggs in the case of the insects. So in the case of insect, the yolk is distributed towards the center in huge amount. And last diagram is telolacithal or macrolacithal eggs. Here what happens, the white portion is the albumin, whereas the yellow portion is the yolk, and in the center blastode disc is present. So a big yolk is present, and this yolk is sufficient for converting the fertilized egg into a chick. So in the case of reptiles, birds, as well as prototherians, we have got telolacithal or macrolacithal eggs. Next, eggs can be divided on the basis of the distribution of the yolk. First was the quantity of yolk, now is the distribution of the yolk. That is, they can be isolacithal or homolacithal, evenly distributed. Telolacithal present on one pole, for example fishes, amphibian, reptile and bird, right, and centrolacithal present in the center, for example in the case of insects and hydrozoans. So three types. Now coming to the presence of the hard shell or the absence of hard shell. The eggs, they are of two types, whether the shell is present or absent. If it is present, it is known as cleidoic eggs. It is covered by hard shell for protection, but it is permeable for the gases. So yolk is present in good amount and ultimately is responsible for the formation of the young one from the fertilized egg. For example, reptiles, birds. Non-cleidoic egg, it is without shell, and they can develop either in the aquatic medium or in the uterus of the female. So example is amphioxus, mammals, frogs, herdmania. So cleidoic and non-cleidoic. If shell is present, it is cleidoic. If it is absent, it is non-cleidoic. Now this is the diagram. In the case of frog's eggs, it is non-cleidoic, whereas in the case of bird's egg, it is cleidoic. Next is on the basis of development. The eggs, they are of two types. One is determinate eggs, second is indeterminate eggs. In the case of determinate eggs, what happens? The fate of the egg is fixed, the portion is fixed. That is, when the egg it undergoes cleavage, it forms blastomere. Each and every blastomere knows what to form. And in the case of indeterminate, the fate of blastomere is still not fixed. That is, the blastomere, if 2 blastomeres are there or 4 blastomeres are there, they will lead to the formation of full organism. But in the case of determinate type of eggs, if we remove one blastomere, that portion which is responsible for the formation by that very blastomere, it will be absent. Rest portions in the young one, it will be there. That is, for example, if one blastomere is responsible for the formation of eye, in the young one eye is absent if we remove that very blastomere. But in the case of indeterminate eggs, if we remove one, hardly it makes any difference. Each and every blastomere is sufficient to produce the young one. For example, in the case of human beings, twins, they are formed. So both the blastomeres, they are capable of producing whole of the organism. So in this way, we can divide the eggs in different types. So this is determinate and indeterminate. In the first upper case, that is, it is present in the case of echinoderms and deuterostomes, that is the blastomere, it will lead to the formation of the complete embryos, whether any blastomere if it is there. But in the case of mollusks and protostomes, what happens? If one part is missing, suppose A is missing, that A which is responsible for the formation of that, with that part of the embryo, it will be missing. So you will not find the complete embryo in the case of the determinate or the mosaic egg. But in the case of indeterminate, the blastomeres, they are capable. So I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.